So you're post holidays and you've eaten like crap, and now you actually crave sugar. You need it. You crave it. You want that Reese peanut butter cup. You want the real Christmas cookies. You want the pizzelles with the sugar in them. You want that Italian bread as garlic bread. You want the real. Your body is literally craving sugar. And it's not just you, and it's not just willpower. It's a biological mechanism that's actually happening in your body because just like an alcoholic or drug addict, you exposed yourself to your drug of choice, which is sugar. Now, it happens to more of us than not. And studies have actually shown that the part of the brain that lights up with a sugar addiction is the same part of the brain that lights up with cocaine. So when we expose ourselves to sugar, we're actually turning on those dopamine signals, that feeling of euphoria and happiness when you eat that Reese peanut butter cup, when you eat that Christmas cookie. Same thing as a drug addict doing cocaine. Same thing as an alcoholic taking a drink. You take that first one and you just want more and more and more, and you just can't stop. So how are we going to reel in our sugar cravings? So first of all, you've heard me talk about berberine. I'm a huge fan of it. I use it to bring down insulin and blood sugar. So what's happening when you're craving that sugar, when you're literally craving that sugar, is your blood sugar is on a roller coaster. So your blood sugar is spiking high and then it's dipping low. In those lows, those hypoglycemic lows, where you are slingshotting back maybe into the 60s or 70s in your glucose, if you're testing with a glucometer, maybe you're even in the 80s, but you're still feeling that craving feeling. You're feeling that hangry feeling. You're kind of lightheaded and just not feeling your best in those lows. Your body sends you a signal that says, hey, you need to go eat. I don't like being this low. You need to go eat. You need to bring your blood sugar back up to a normal level because we want to be more balanced. I don't want to be in these highs. I don't want to be in these lows. I want to be balanced. So it's going to send you that little knock signal to go to the vending machine, to go grab cookies, to go grab real chocolate, grab a handful of M&Ms, grab a handful of trail mix like I just did before I came on here with the dried fruit and the M&Ms and the peanuts. Oh, so good. It's so good. But that's your body sending you a signal to go and bring your blood sugar back up so you can think and concentrate and get through your day and have energy. The downside of giving into that and listening to your body's signals is that you're only going to cause yourself another roller coaster. So you're going to spike high again, and then you're going to drop down low. And in those lows, you're going to crave again. Now remember, in those highs, we also have high insulin. That is the fat storage hormone needed for life. Too much equals fat storage. So when you're spiking your blood sugar up high, you're actually putting yourself in that fat storage mode. That's not going to do you any favors when it comes to losing the 10 pounds that you just put on over the holidays, or the 10 pounds you were trying to take off even before the holidays hit. So stabilizing your blood sugar, stabilizing your insulin, using things like berberine, alpha lipoic acid, inositol, that will all help stabilize your blood sugar, and it will help with cravings. Because when you're on a nice wave-like pattern, instead of a roller coaster of high and low, you're not going to have those same cravings. You're not going to have that addiction kicking in. The other thing we can do is use something called DopaBoost. Remember, I just said that dopamine receptors you're basically lit up with dopamine. And when we really look at the science of addictions, we see that dopamine is what addicts will crave. So if we can raise dopamine levels, that can actually take down that addiction, that cycle in your head of wanting, needing. So a product called DopaBoost by Designs for Health, I use this with ADD, ADHD, adults that want to get off Adderall, kids that want to get off the Adderall. Kids of parents that don't want them on the Adderall and the Ritalin. DopaBoost works really nicely to improve memory, to improve cognition, focus, concentration, and it's also going to raise dopamine levels. So we can do that as well to help curb carb and sugar cravings. So I would use those two things. And then the third would be increase your fat intake. Because when you're increasing your fat intake, you're lowering your carbohydrate intake. Protein level stays the same. Make sure you're getting in adequate amounts for your body. Around 90-ish for women is what I would say. And then men, it all depends on how much muscle you're carrying and what you weigh, but we can figure that out according to you. Moderate protein levels, increase your fat so you can decrease your carbs. When you decrease your carbs, you get your blood sugar off that roller coaster and you are less likely to crave. So add in things like a handful of coconut flakes with nuts mixed in. Add in half of an avocado. Use olive oil. Use butter. Anything that's going to provide that satiating good fat, not PUFAs, not canola oil, not vegetable oil, the good fat, the avocados, the avocado oil, the coconut oil, olives, grass-fed butter, grass-fed cheeses, anything that's going to raise that good fat will help to stabilize the blood sugar and insulin and help satiate you to be able to stay away from those Christmas cookies and the Reese's peanut butter cups and the real chocolate instead of the dark chocolate. Have you noticed that when you're in this sugar craving mode, dark chocolate no longer tastes so good? It tastes kind of bitter. It tastes kind of bland. 2-3 weeks ago, you were digging the dark chocolate. That was your go-to. That was cutting it for you. Now it's not, because now you're a sugar addict. So you got to get off. You got to get off that addiction wheel. You got to get back on the wagon. You got to lower your insulin and your glucose to stabilize everything so that you stop that craving, increase your dopamine levels. Use DopaBoost, use berberine, use ALA, use Inositol, raise your fat, lower your carbs, keep protein nice and moderate, and you'll be sugar addict free in the next week or two. Some people might take a little bit longer, but give it a week or two, be consistent, stay off the alcohol. That's going to be sugar too. So clean, no alcohol. You can start off after the new year. Clean, no alcohol, lower carbs, lower sugar, higher fat intake, berberine, ALA, and Inositol, DopaBoost if you need it.